Okay, so here we are on the Great Wall. We've come up a ladder up through there. We've come down here. It's a little bit steep here, so Callum slipped over once already, so he's being very cautious on his bum. As you can see, it's quite slippery because, as you can see, there's a lot of fog and I guess pollution around. It's been drizzle and rain for the last day, and the whole area is just shrouded in this pea super. So I'm sure the air quality ain't too good, but it's not too bad, really. These guys live here all the time, so they're still doing alright. So it's quite steep, a little bit slippery, but it's an amazing piece of work. I mean, just to build this thing out here, all in the mountains. You know, what, 500-600 years ago. I have heard that the distance between each outpost, that one and that one, the middle is the point in which the arrows meet. So there's never one part of the wall that's unprotected. It's all under the coverage of arrows, which is pretty cool. Saves men, I guess, doesn't it? So yeah, it's a very steep wall. It's very wide. It's amazing at how they built it in such steep terrain. I mean, to get them rocks all the way up there, and I'm sure that's not the steepest part. It's crazy. So these guys were well ahead of their time, I think. So it's starting to flatten out here. It's still pretty steep. It's probably, what, I don't know. If I was to ride my bike up there, I wouldn't be riding, so it must be at least 25, 30, 35% gradient. So it's pretty steep. Yeah, wouldn't ride up that. I couldn't ride up that, actually. I'd be too heavy. How you going, Callum? Yep, good. You probably start walking normally now, mate. There's a nice calm water there, obviously above the dam, which you would have seen earlier. All the way up there, as you can see, you can't see too far. But I guess it adds to the atmosphere, the fog. So you can't have it each way, but hey, let's make of what we've got the best of. So I would have liked a blue sky, but we haven't got a blue sky, so we've got this mist, shroud of smog and fog and pollution, and hey, that's alright. And we're approaching this other fort, I guess you can say, in between the, you know, just before that dam below. From the other side, that's essentially a sheer cliff of the wall.
When was the war, when was the bad war came when they...
That was around 500-600 years ago. A long time ago, mate. It's been being built on and off for centuries.
That way, that's all wrecked?
Yep, it's really old. So I don't know if you want to go up there. Mummy and you might want to stay down here, eh? I might just go and have a look and take a photo. I'd imagine, I don't know, but I would imagine this is where they shoot arrows through. Tip boiling oil. I don't know, but it offers some protection, I guess, if you hid behind that when there's someone else with arrows and stuff. I know the Mongols didn't. They had crossbows and longbows. And the Chinese, I think, were the first ones to invent gunpowder, so they had the advantage at one point. Okay, and all the way back up there, we've got some sort of castle. Let's have a look, let's zoom in on that. I wouldn't mind getting up there, actually. It's a steep climb, but hey, geez, it'll be worth it. What a view. So I might get up there. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll start filming again soon. Okay, so here I am on top of the sheer cliff that we saw earlier. I'm not going to go too closer because it's a bloody big drop and my belly's in knots as it is, so I hate heights. So you can see the mist coming off up there. It's just crazy. So obviously the sun's trying to come through because it's very, very humid. I don't know if you can see the video, but there's lots of mozzies around as well. It's very humid, very sticky. So yeah, that's a sheer drop down there. I'm getting goose, you know, my stomach's feeling like sick. So I'll come back around and we'll come through this little embattlement here, this little fort. It's pretty cool. Some good views. Very old. It's crumbling away, as you can see. There's fences there to keep idiots from jumping out, like or falling. I'm not going to get too close because I don't want to be one of them idiots. What a view. Seems the wall's only, really always built in mountainy areas, from what I've seen. But this is sort of an embellishment. You're pretty covered in here. You've got archways and places to hide and all that sort of thing, I guess. And stay out of the weather and wind, or stay in the breeze if you want it. As you can see, it's a little bit overgrown. This is a very unused part of the walls. Only a handful of people come here a day, I'd guess. And other groups just joined us, so it's pretty good. We're pretty lucky. You can see how tall it is. Must be at least, I don't know, 5 metres high, these roofs in the fort. So we'll come back out now. That's about it. It's all much of muchance. Just all made out of rock. A lot of rock. And some sort of cow dung, which seems to be everywhere up here. But anyway, I don't know how a cow got up here. Must be some sort of little fire hole, or I don't know. There's actually a few of them around. There's another one here. I don't know what was in there. We'll have to find out. But I'll come back down. You can see it was quite steep getting up here. It'll be even worse getting down, I guess. But that's all right. I'm sure I'll survive. Obviously, the Chinese have been up here with their firecrackers. You can see firecrackers littered everywhere. All their orangey things, or salmon-coloured stuff. So we'll keep on walking, staying away from the edges because you never know. I don't want to be one of those that died on the Great Wall. Those ones that built it, I guess. So this is where we're coming back down. You can see how it drops right off, so it's going to be a nice climb down. I have to traverse well because I don't want to stand on a crumbly rock and go boop, 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 on the way down. Hop! Who's that? There we go. So it's quite steep down here, as you can see. There we go. So I might stop filming now. You can see the other guys up there. There's some more tourists. That's about it. Not many of us. I'll stop filming. Okay, I've just climbed to that other area I was pointing at before. It's a long way. As you can see, I'm sweating quite a bit. It's very, very humid. So, young Callum got up. Say hello.
Hi.
Was it hard?
A bit.
A little bit hard. I've got steam coming off my head.
No, you don't.
So,
No, you don't.
I think you might. I do. I've got steam coming off my head. So,
and there's big cannons shooting.
there's cannon shooting. I'm going to have to find out what that's about because I have read somewhere, but I forget. So essentially, we come up from. I'll zoom in onto it. We come up from down in the middle there. So it's essentially all uphill. So that's the point we come in on. We walked up and climbed up to that fort there. You can see the start of the cliff face. Come back down, and then pretty much up these stairs. There's hundreds of stairs, thousands of stairs, and some that stuff there. That's real slippery. That's just a real slippery slope essentially because it's misty and wet up here. Not wet, but it's greasy. Off to our, I guess it's north. You can see another township. I'll zoom out a little bit because it's a bit, it looks a bit better that way, I think, if you can see it. Having some trouble. You can see how steep it is.
Come and help me.
See how steep it is.
Stop.
There we go. It's quite steep.
Slippery.
So.
You're scared of the cannon.
And you can hear them cannons still going off. They've been going off since we got here, essentially. But there's another town in there. I just wonder if it floods through there. I mean, it looks like a real good gully. And you can see up in here, look how foggy it is. It's just thick. I've never seen a PCB like that before in my life. You can just make out the wall over there along the other side of the gully. And so it's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to come inside here and we're going to have a look at some pictures.
Me too.
I'll have a look at what's inside this fort and see what's on the other side. Who knows? We're not going to go any further though because I think our driver's waiting for us. He's probably getting eaten alive. And I think we're just about done because we've probably sweated out our whole
Entire life.
day's liquids already. And you can see more of these holes and stuff. And,
they're for the guys who shooted down there a long time ago to 5 in the 60s or 6 in the 60s.
you can see how hard it would be fighting against these walls because it's just a sheer drop and it's uphill, so no one's getting through here.
Yeah, but nobody can see. They just shoot it anywhere and then they might kill people.
And in here there's a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
And we've got a ladder here, but I don't know if we're going to climb that. I don't think I will. No. It's a wooden old rickety ladder. I'm 120 kg, so.
What's up there?
Oh, it's the top of the roof of the embellishment, I guess, of the fort. This is a proper fort, mate.
Okay.
You've got these windows, more of them, and heaps of them. This is a bigger fort than the other one. And then we look at the other end, the other side of the wall, where we can keep on going. And it just keeps on going and going and going. So we go there, and if you can look carefully up here, I'll zoom in, and you can see more and more of it up there. And we'll just follow it around, and it goes all the way up. I don't know if you can see that far up because it's really, really foggy, but there's another one right in the middle of your screen as we speak. And another one right in the middle of your screen as we speak. So it's just goes on and on and on. Huge. Anyway, that's the wall at this area. I'll have to find out the exact name, and so I can tell everyone where it is. You can see the part of the inside of the structure there. It's coming apart. So I've got to say, I'm still sweating, and I guess that will be Zaijian for now. Okay, so this is on the way up. As you can see, crazy steep all the way up, and just up there you've got that slate without the stairs, and it's very slippery coming down because it's not wet but everything's greasy, as we said before. We're only halfway up here, and you can see the angle when we got a straight on shot of the land, so you can see how steep that path actually is. And there we go, looking down. So it's a long way up and a long way down, and there's our driver all the way down there at the fort. You can see him if you want. There we go. And it's all the way down there waiting for us patiently. He's a good driver. And this is the view from halfway up. It's a lot better because you can see there's not as much, you're a bit close, there's not as much smog. And you can see here there's no wall. So there's wall up here, but the side wall. So you don't want to walk too close to the edge because it's a long way down. Oh, there we go. Waving, they're having a rest on the way down. Wait for me, and there's no wall again. So when there's no wall, we don't hang on to the sides. We walk in the middle. Alright, so on the way back down now. On the way back down, and we'll head home. Okay, so across this dam, it comes down the hill, and it stops here. Now there used to be a bridge across here to that other side where you can see it's all sort of fallen apart and in a state of extreme disrepair. Now the only evidence of that bridge left at the moment is down the bottom as a big pylon. You can see the remaining rock right next to that house. So that's essentially all that's left. So yeah, it's quite amazing, hey? Must have got blown away by either man building a dam or by flood in the past. And there's the overflow from the dam. I don't think they've got much of a shortage of water up here. And there we go. It's like everything else in China, massive.